Why would you be a stay-at-home parent? Previously, I was working as a human resource practitioner. My wife was taking care of my son. My son has autism. Because of his behavior, he was mostly aggressive and violent when he had a meltdown. So my wife was feeling very depressed progressively depressed during the period when she was taking care of him. I decided that it's time for me to stay home, for my wife to go out and get some fresh air.
I have 7 children. This is a story often told that on my wedding day, if I knew ahead of time I would have 7 children, I'll probably run away screaming. I just imagine, somebody else being closer to him than me, if I was working and then, yeah, he's like being carried by somebody else, and I felt jealous. The child that you hold, really needs you. There's no other substitute for you.
My husband and I, we had a discussion. We didn't want to put our children in infant care, and we weighed our options with maybe getting the grandparents to look after the kids. Sometimes they go to the grandparents. Grandparents might be a bit more lenient. And then when we come back, obviously as parents, we are stricter. So we decided that, okay, we'll just do it one way and I will stay home.
I've got 4 kids, 4 lovely, lovely children. We took 3 years to get pregnant. I was infertile for those 3 years. We realized how the gift of a child cannot be taken for granted. So it's during those 3 years that when we talked about it, we realized that if God ever gives us a child, then I want to look after my own child.
It all started because of an accident in 2012. I was on life support in Malacca for 10 days, together with my eldest son Martin, whose nose split into 2, and my husband, who had quite a bad head injuries. I had 4 months hospitalization leave. When I went back to work, I asked myself, do I really want to do this? Then I told myself, if I've died, I wouldn't watch my kids grow up. So I made that decision to just leave my career. So yes, here I am, a stay-at-home parent, coming to 6 to 7 years now, but I'm enjoying the days.
Do you have it easier than your partner? No, I don't think so. I think we both suffer.
We suffer in different ways.
Yeah. People will always say, oh, you have so many children, so you don't work lah, Of course I work. It's just that I don't get paid.
Yeah. Or, hey, you are Tai. Hello, Tai, don't change diaper every few hours, wash dishes, cook for them. Sometimes I meet new people, and then when they find out that I'm a mother of 2, they'll be like, wow, you are a mother of 2 don't look like leh. Then I'll always be like, so what does a mother of 2 have to look like? What is the standard look? Of all of these?
There are ups and downs in work, ups and downs being at home too, She would call me and say, what are you doing? Are you having a nap? You just wake up, is it? Wow, good life, huh? Then I told her, I said, whenever you say the word good life, it makes me upset, yeah, because I do get tired, during the day. It's nothing wrong having a nap, and I don't want to feel guilty about having a nap, yeah.
Being a stay-at-home mom is always treated as lousy. Only because, oh, your mother not clever, that's why at home. That kind of thing. What, you want to pay, I have a degree here, is it? No need lah, it's okay, just keep it to yourself. Like I say, the grass is always greener on the other side. You never know what the person faces. But I think we need to appreciate each other, where he's coming from, earning for all 9 and being the sole breadwinner. I guess that's the reason why God gave us 7, 1 year after another. Because I think that God knows the 2 of us can manage together.
Do you feel guilty for not contributing financially? Sometimes. Yeah. I think that's our Singaporean pressure. That our government policies are actually geared towards getting mums to go back into the workforce to contribute to the labour force. But I think my husband doesn't make it an issue at all. Yeah, I think that helps, so I happily spend his money.
At first, I feel that I'm not living up to my role as a husband or a man of the society. When I was working, I have a sense of entitlement. I was holding the purse string. I was earning significantly more than my wife, and I can buy and splurge anything I want. But now I cannot. I wanted to buy this thing. I was like, no, I should not, because I'm spending my wife's money and it's hard-earned, so I shouldn't buy it. And I feel a bit trapped. I feel a bit hand-tied.
Initially, when I first met my husband, he was smoking. And he gave that up because he wanted to buy formula milk for the kids. He like doing his max. If I buy one cigarette, it's about 13. I can buy one bottle of milk. I think I quit. I mean, it was a good decision. I salute him for that. I don't want to tax him too much. Because I say he's like 8 years older than me. So right now he's about 51 and he's not getting any younger, you know. So I think I will go back to work once everything more stable and I'm needed lesser.
Just before this interview, I got into 2 minor car incidents in the past 2 weeks. So I'm feeling especially guilty because my husband has had to pay for stuff that usually is not in the expenses. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't think it's something that weighs big on me or on our relationship. Do people try and make me feel guilty? Yes. Do I feel guilty? No, I refuse to feel guilty. If I choose to feel guilty, it's going to be the beginning of the end of our marriage. It's a partnership. When we entered this, we understood what the stakes were. We've discussed it. And it's my job to make it work.
Do I still have a social life? No! Next question.
So I remember telling this friend that by the time his next birthday rolls by, I would have my daughter by then. And I said, oh, I will have to bring her to your party because I have to feed her and everything. And then I didn't get invited already for that year. And then you ask yourself, is it important to still be included by that group? Is it gonna hurt you? Does it matter? Are you okay with just moving on with, you know, just being a stay-home mom and enjoying your children? You know,
I trained in front of a mirror to nurse discreetly so that I could stay at the table with my friends and just pop him on the boob and just do what I needed to do. I think at the back of my mind, there's always a thought, are my children annoying them? Do they want my children around? Do they wish I didn't bring my kids? So because of that, I think there's a little distance that comes into play.
Because I have to be with my son all day and all night, I became quite a boring person to talk to. Like I said, I was mostly interested in where to get the cheapest toilet paper, where to get the best chicken. I feel further and further away from the prospect of going back to work again. And if I do go back to work, I probably will have to start from zero at that. And that scares me very, very much. I felt very lonely and isolated. And I feel that nobody's helping me, nobody cares. You know, I get upset, yes. Then I realized nobody owes you a living. Nobody owes you their friendship. Nobody owes you a help. If nobody helps you, that's reality in life and you need to get out and help yourself.
The next question is, are you your child's favorite parent? Tricky question. Only because I can be their favorite parent because I'm at home most of the time. You know, they come to me after school, you know what happened today? You know, you just have to listen, you know. Because it can be boring as, I eat noodle, then you fall down, that kind of thing. But well, you know.
They love bedtime conversations. So they say, Mom, can you please stay and talk to us? Does he ever get jealous, envious of the time? Sometimes. I send him photos when we are having lunch and he goes, oh, Bojo, you know. So I think things like that, yes. But on the day-to-day running of things, I think we are content where we are.
because I tell my husband also to be very intentional with the bonding, like when they were younger, you know, bathe them, feed them if he has a chance, reading storybooks, doing things together. When they have that kind of bonding, I think they do see that the dad can be the emotional support as well.
I will talk his language. Not that I understand it a lot of the times, but I will try my best. What card are you playing now? Oh, Pokemon card, Vanguard and all that. And because he sees that Dad is interested in what I'm doing, he feels loved and he feels accepted. And because of that, when he's like twitching something, I know where he's coming from. Why is he upset? My wife will like not get it, but I will get it, yeah.
Do I crave alone time? I appreciate alone time, but give me too much of it and I crave the kids. I mean, yeah, there are adjustments that need to be made. I need to factor in extra time to get anywhere, and then there's the toileting or last minute a diaper needs to be changed. There are those inconveniences, but I don't see it as a big burden to have them around. They know to give me that space. My son especially, he's very sensitive. He'll just come and give me a pat on my shoulder and say, it's okay, Mom. And then he'll walk away to give me that time.
My kids, they can talk non-stop, you know. So sometimes I'll be like, can you just be quiet for 5 minutes?
Yeah, I can totally relate.
Yes.
Yeah. I've trained my children. If you see mommy horizontal on the bed, do not talk to her. Yeah, just go out quietly and close the door.
When it's almost dinner time, when the younger one starts to get a bit cranky, like bedtime come faster, then you can tuck them in bed and like, okay, the day is over.
Like, tell my husband, you said 6 o'clock, right? It's already 6:01, you know?
Yeah, I will text my husband, are you on the way home yet? Are you reaching home yet? You know, so that I can go and lie down.
Throw the children.
Yeah, like, okay, you can
Run.
take over now.
It's not so much the lack of alone time, it's the lack of support from other people, because everything I have to do by myself. When he was between 5 to 9 years old, he was very dependent upon me. Because of the lack of physical support from a person, the lack of emotional support, I begin to burn out. I resent my wife for having a life and I don't have it. I resent other people for having a life and I don't have it. But now he's a lot more independent, he's a lot more easier to manage. And we are happier, I'm happier. Because of the happiness that we have, it's less tiring. Happiness makes things less tiring.
My next question is a very good question because do you regret being a stay-at-home parent? No, never. As much as I'm enjoying it, but it's challenging. Sometimes my friends ask me, don't you think being a stay-at-home mom drives you crazy, up the wall, you know? Only because if you're at work, you know where's the benchmark, what to do and things like that, you know. But with kids, it's different scenario every day. You know, you can plan so much, but it can turn out the other way around, you know. A lot of decisions need to be made, and sometimes you ask yourself, is this the right decision that I'm making, you know?
My parents might find it hard to understand my decision. They felt like, I paid so much for you to get your education, and this is what you choose to do with your life? Why give all of that up just to stay home with a child? And I think it's hurtful because it devalues me, it devalues my decision, and I feel like it devalues my children. My children are worth more than a job.
I think the difficulty is not about staying at home, Dad. I think the difficulties is about managing my son with autism. Say I went out to buy char siu rice for my son. There was once I sprained my ankle, so I wasn't walking properly. But because I was rushing, I don't want to leave my son home alone for too long. And I walked over into a pothole, and I sprained myself again on the ankle that was not healed yet. I just sat down and I just grit my teeth, and tears were coming out. Not because I was very upset. The tears were natural tears of pain. I was in so much pain. I was just crying. I was literally crying. Then I sat for about 5 minutes and I said, my son needs me. So I took the char siu rice and I continued walking home. Yeah. So that was a very good experience for me, because if you don't do anything, nothing will be done. So that feeling was enormous for me in terms of responsibility, and it was also very hard to it was very hard to work through, because who wants to help you to get char siu rice? There's no one, you know.
I think especially when you just give birth, you know, the postnatal thing is very real because your hormones are not very balanced yet and all that. I find that when they were younger, a lot of times I really lose control. Yeah. There was once when my son was still, I think, less than 1, and then my daughter, she was 4+, I think. She refused to eat her dinner. She took very long to swallow, just a mouthful. I completely lost it, and then I grabbed her arm, and then after that I realized, oh my God, what's wrong with me? You know? Yeah, but after that, of course, I calmed down and I say sorry to my daughter that, you know, Mommy shouldn't have smacked you so hard. A lot of it is communicating with them when they couldn't communicate, and dealing with our own emotions and our hormones and everything. Yeah.
It doesn't get easier with 7 children. It's still your hormones trying to regulate. You know, sometimes you just cry for no reason, or you pick up some issue to cry about.
Yeah.
I think when you weigh the big picture, you know, yeah, you wouldn't think that why did I have children? Yeah, because the joy and the love really covers all that. Yeah.
Has being a stay-home parent changed you in any way? It has changed me in a lot of ways. Most of us, or men particularly, we were attached to our jobs. I was a doctor, I was a lawyer, I was an accountant, I was a human resource practitioner. And because of that, we had our pride. I have to embrace my new role as a parent, stay-home parent. Then I begin to be happy. I begin to see the value that I'm adding in my family's life, in impacting in other people's life, and also changing my own life. And I begin to feel that I'm doing something really worthy of a Nobel Prize in a sense, you know. Where my son had been and where is he now is significant improvement. You wouldn't know that he has autism.
I don't think you fully know what laying down your life for somebody means until after you've had a child. It's really taught me to be content in the things that matter, and it's not about handbags. It's not about how good my hair looks. It's not about dressing up. These things, in the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter.
There's a lot of things in life that are priceless. That money cannot buy. That even if all the money in the world, you can't have the blessings of all these 7 kids. That's one thing I know, you can't live in the world alone, you know. And for me, it's blessed because I have 9 with me myself. There's 9 of us in the family to pull this life together.
Changing dirty diapers for like how many years really changes you, because you're always thinking, what does that person need? What does this child need? What, you know, because then you step out of like always thinking about yourself, but you extend yourself to somebody else. You enjoy the journey more, you know, every nuance of this journey, you know, the little sounds that they make, you know, and the little facial expressions, you know.
I think every other day when you see them do something that surprises you, or maybe they reach a certain milestone, even when they learn to write their own name, you know, or their first step, everything, you know, it makes you feel, wow, I'm so glad I stayed home.